1 second. Oh, yeah. Hey, team. Just an overview of this week's activities, our discussion. Just briefly, we came to kind of a consensus on what it means to be a leader. Evan talked about that after considering the text and looking at the page, that you thought style meant a lot, you thought the ability to have skill meant a lot, and you said a transient leader or a transcendent leader is a person who has goals, not only supervises, but motivates their employees. And you notice my discussion, I said absolutely, I agree with that. And then I asked the question, is it a question of making people feel good? And that was with the idea that the bottom line is what the issue is. And to your point, yes, if they feel good, quote unquote, not necessarily feeling good as if we are mentoring feelings of people or nursing feelings, but feel good as an employee. And I said absolutely, feeling good means a lot. And as you mentioned, and I want to say that this is Evan again. Evan, you mentioned that it's you and I, which is the larger picture. And you had quotations as well. We had Ms. Torres come in. I don't know what she's doing in our posting, but she agreed with you, Evan. Evans, as regard what your point was making. My point, I listed the self-efficiency train of thought that we have to be not only concerned about ourselves, but what other people see and what we are projecting. And the transcendent leader I mentioned is a person who, as the dictionary defines it, surpasses others, preeminent or supreme, lying beyond the ordinary range of perception. We all sort of agreed on that for the most part. And DeShields mentions that the transient leader or the transcendent leader has the ability to impress, asked me about impressing that vision on people and what happens if somebody rebels. Well, if you remember in our textbook, the Leadership Challenge, the idea was that it's a shared vision. Even though it's your vision, you look for commonalities to be able to promote your vision. And I'm sure you mentioned, you remember seeing that in the text. I talked about growth. Our GSA meeting was phenomenal. The panel, they talked about how that inner growth and maturity takes place, and that it's important to be able to do that. The Shields, you mentioned you would be captain next week, so that is great. And I thought it was the idea that they vote, but no, to your point, the professor wants us to pick a new captain each week. So feel free to take on that role if you like. And I welcomed everyone to the program. For the most part, that's what we came up with. Still trying to get organized. We believe that leadership is important, and that's why we're in the program. Some of you in your third class, some in your second. Going into my 8th class coming up here. Can't wait to graduate. Support the GSA. Now I got to get back to my bike riding. See ya.